All right. So, do you want to succeed as a trader? I can tell you what you need to do to succeed as a trader. And before I do, I want to tell you that I'm not selling you anything. I'm not getting you to go to a website or anything. Okay. These podcasts are meant to kind of talk about what I think and give you thoughts on trading as a whole. Okay. So, let's get to it. So, what do you need to do as a trader to succeed as a trader? Okay. So, I guess the question really is, are you a self starter? Are you determined? Do you have the passion? Are you not lazy? And are you willing to work hard? Right. So if the answer is no to any of those questions, then you're not going to do well as a trader. I'm just saving you from a lot of grief and sorrow here. Right. Um, Most successful traders are very, very, very determined individuals. They're very passionate. They're self starters, and they do what they need to do to really get good at this craft. Right. Like a carpenter or a sculptor or a painter, you need to keep at it. And this is exactly what you need to do well as a trader. Find me a guy who, you know, is doing this half-assed and actually succeeded, because I'd be very, very impressed to know, how that person did it. But that's what you need to succeed in this game. And a lot of people will always misunderstand, or underestimate what they need to do. But anyone out there will tell you the same thing. Even I think the best people out there to tell you even what you need to do to succeed in life are the entrepreneurs, the ones who really are busting their balls, sweating blood and tears to really get to where they want to be, right? And a lot of people have gone into the Bitcoin frenzy and everything in the hopes that they're going to be also a quick billionaire or a millionaire. Some have, most haven't, but that's just how it is. So there you go. There you have it. There's no secret sauce or anything. Of course, you got a lot of that involves learning, right? And you're probably thinking, well, this is a waste of time. This is not a waste of time. If you really listened and heard what I really said, you know what you need to do to really do well, and that's just not for trading, but in anything that you pursue, right? The way I always kind of tell my students is that it's kind of like when you like a girl, right? You do what you need to do to impress her so you can get her. It is exactly the same thing. If you really want to be a trader, you'll do your best. You'll do everything you need to do to succeed. I mean, who among us have not woken up at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning when the girl that we like actually sends us text or messages us or calls us, and then we tell them, that we're gonna be there for them or whatever. And if people can have the same determination and passion and interest, right, in succeeding, and there you go, right? So, for me, sometimes there are days that I don't sleep because I trade and I look at things, but those days are very rare these days. It's not a frequent thing, but in my early years, I was like a sponge. I kept my mouth shut and listened and learned and listened and learned. I understood and I accepted. I didn't know I needed better, and I had to really learn, right? But if you yourself are a very stubborn individual, hard-headed, you know it all kind of person, you're not gonna go very well. I've taught people like you who really think they know everything and who think that their teachers are idiots and they can do things better, right? Um, I can literally tell you that those people I've taught like that didn't succeed. They probably moved on to something else, but they didn't succeed. It's the problem with the new generation these days is that they are taught earlier on that they're special and they can do whatever they can do and all that. And then when they're told otherwise, or when they face the realities of life in their 20s that things are definitely difficult, they go straight into denial and just start blaming everyone else but themselves, right? I come from a different generation where we still had to work really hard to get to where we need to be, right? So I'm not trying to badmouth anyone, but I'm just trying to be as honest as I can in terms of expectations and how you can really succeed in this game, because this game can take a lot out of you if you're not careful. So Again, to close, what do you need to be a trader? You need determination, you need passion. Of course, you need money. That's kind of already, that's kind of already implied. But determination, passion, the smarts, right? The intelligence to do this, the aptitude to figure this out, because you're gonna be analyzing so many high frequency inputs and everything, and you need to make sense of all of that, right? You're probably one of those guys who sat down and said, "Oh, I don't need that because I read a technical analysis book and I know what to do." Yeah, I've heard that before, and most people still screw up, right? You can just basically make a bet with me. You trade just on technical analysis and tell me if you never get caught on a weird squeeze or a news event that takes out your trades to the to the extreme, right? So again, it is what it is. In this journey of trading, I always reflect on the many years that I've been a trader and the people I've met, the people I've taught, and I can really still see that most people just it's really just boils down to their attitude, really. When they already think that this market is against them and they're not going to make any money, obviously that's going to already take them out of learning anything, right? Because when you already think that you're playing a rigged game and you think that the rules really don't matter anymore, then why would you even bother playing or learning how to play the game, right? For me, I've simply accepted it is a rigged game, but it's still a game that it can be played. And it's still a game that can be, it can be made money. And I always still will be so proud of teaching a 66-year-old, retiree who is so good at trading. Like, you won't believe. It's almost like she discovered herself when she retired. And yeah, like there are days that she does have losses, but I've taught her 4 years ago, and she's doing very well. She's trading options. She's doing extremely well, sometimes even better than me in terms of trading some of the stocks that. And for me as a teacher or a mentor, I couldn't be any prouder. I'm not one of those guys who are like stupid and envious and be like, oh, my student's making more money than me. Could care less. That reflects more on me as a mentor than anything else, that I was able to at least help and point her in the right direction, right? And to do well in life, right? So I want all of my students to do well. I mean, I think that's what every teacher out there would want for their students, right? But ultimately, again, if you're thinking about being a trader or starting to be a trader, those are the key ingredients that you need to have to succeed. And if you don't want to get one of those, or you wouldn't want to develop one of those, don't be a trader. Save yourself a lot of pain and money. Go into something else. I don't know, sell weed or something. It's legal in a lot of states now anyway, or something. Just do something that probably is easier, right? Because this trading is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Simple meaning you can buy and sell, open an account, nobody will care. But it's not easy. It's not easy. So wherever whatever you may have heard from whatever video or YouTube or blog that you've read, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Nothing, but again, nothing worth in life is ever that easy. But you know, with the right passion and determination, you can achieve it. You just have to have the discipline to do it. Okay, so hope your weekend's off to a good start. Relax, enjoy, and until the next time.